Hey everyone, we are on day 2. That means we are reading Hebrews chapter 1, verses 5 through 14. We start off today with really the last verse of number 4. Yesterday I said we would get to it, and it's the idea of verse 4 saying that Christ he's much more superior to the angels. And then we kind of get a little mini dissertation about Jesus and comparing him to the angels. And the reason that this is important is that we must always remember that this book is being written to Jews. And for Jews, angels were messengers of God. There was really no question. If somebody saw an angel or heard a word from an angel, it was pretty much truth. We see that a lot in the Christmas story that we just walked through just a few weeks ago, really. But in all the angel accounts of the Old Testament, it was a proof that God was talking and dealing with you. And so it's been case, we can see it in the Old Testament. We even see it in Revelation, where when people see angels, they want to worship them because they are kind of a workmanship of God. They are there to do his glory. And we see several times angels stopping humans from worshiping them and declaring that there's only one to be worshiped. So with the author writing to these Jews, he simply states that Jesus is higher than the angels. And so he's just kind of putting this idea in their mind that Jesus is God, in order to work this hierarchy out, that he is greater than the angels. And so what we read today was really a lot of verses from the Old Testament. Really, a lot of them were from Psalms. And so really we can see at the beginning where he quotes Psalm chapter 2, verse 7. He says, "You are my son, today I have begotten you." Or again, "I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son." And that's a quote out of 2 Samuel chapter 7. Now, when we're reading this, it seems to be that maybe there was a time where Jesus wasn't God's son. And it was a time where God made Jesus a son, that Jesus was a created being and God lifted him up. But I want to point out that even though the wording might seem to that, what the author of Hebrews is writing about is an event. He's writing about the resurrection of Jesus. He's not talking about times past. He's talking about the resurrection. And at the resurrection was an important time. It was a point where Jesus really, truly became the king. Not that he wasn't the king before, but he became our king. He became the Messiah, the deliverer. We would call this that really, we would say something today that the king has been inaugurated, right? So at the resurrection, Jesus was inaugurated. He went to sit at the right hand of the Father. And so when we're reading this, we can see that he is worshiped by the angels. That's what verse 6 is really kind of telling us, and even 7. But then when we get into verse 8, he starts quoting Psalms 45. He says, "But of the Son," he says, "Your the throne, O God, is forever and ever, and the scepters of righteousness is the scepter of your kingdom. And you have loved righteousness and hated wickedness. Therefore, God, your God, has anointed you with oil of gladness beyond your companions." And so we can start to see here, and we even see back and forth, continuing on in verse 14, that he is the ruler of angels. So he is worshipped by angels, but he is a ruler of angels. So he's not just a step above angels, but he is the ruler of angels. And remember what I said, Jews believe in angels, and Jews believe that angels are God's carriers. They're messengers. They do what God wants to say. So if Jesus is that person who is the ruler of angels and who is commanding angels, that means that Jesus is God. He carries the same authority and the same weight that God carries. And that's the point. That's what we're learning in Hebrews, that Jesus is better in all ways because Jesus is God. And then we look at verses, kind of the last several verses. Let's look at 10. And he says, and you, Lord, laid the foundation on the earth in the beginning. Now this, he's quoting Psalms 102. And the heavens are the work of your hands, and they will perish, but you remain. They will all wear out like a garment, like a robe. You will roll them up like a garment. They will be changed, but you are the same, and your years will have no end. And so we can see here that not only is he worshiped by the angels, not only is he the ruler of the angels, but he is the creator of the angels. He is the one that was there, that he was there from the beginning, from the foundation of earth, when it was just God, the Son, and the Spirit. And so once again, the writer here is showing that Jesus is not only above, not is he only a worship by him, but he created them. So he has the power that God has. Now, what is this? Sorry, I didn't mean to shake the table. What does this have to mean for us? Just like the Jews would look at the angels, God's workmanship, and want to worship them and believe in them, we do a lot of the same things, right? We worship and we are impressed with a lot of things of this world. But we need to be more impressed, and we need to worship the things of Christ, not of what Christ has created, because Jesus is better. He is worshiped by the angels. He is the ruler of the angels, and he is the creator of the angels, therefore telling us that Jesus is God. God bless. I can't wait to see you guys this morning at church. We're starting a brand new series, and we'll see you there. God bless.